John, Pierre, thanks so much for joining us here at Lords on the eve of the new season. Obviously yesterday Middlesex went public with the launch of their diversity and inclusion plan. I know this is something you've been working on with the D&I Committee for the past few months. Can you tell us what's been going on behind the scenes in working up this plan?
Yeah, thanks Fletch. Over the past year, we've had a group of volunteers coming together to really see how we can work on this plan and engage on it with the community to address all of the issues related to diversity and inclusion and really make the club and the organisation overall representative of the community.
I know that's the overall objective, is obviously for us to embed ourselves into the heart of those communities, but within that plan there are four main aims that have been very clearly outlined. Can you expand upon those for us, John?
Yeah, definitely. So first of all, the aim is to build trust in the community, and with that we're going to have a series of roadshows, COVID permitting, to really engage, solicit feedback and have a two-way dialogue with the members of the community overall. Then we want to also make sure that Middlesex as an organisation and our teams represent the communities and the makeup and the backgrounds of our representative boroughs. So with that, we have a few different initiatives in mind in terms of overhauling some parts of our youth system and also making sure that our staff are also representative of the community as well. We also want to address bias, and here we're going to make our staff more aware of issues relating to diversity and inclusion, and also make sure that we can aid them with the data to allow for that also to be met. And then also we want to be a force for social cohesion, and with that we want to have a series of T20 tournaments and also events to really bring the community into Lords and make sure that we are being a force for good within the area as well.
Thank you, John. I guess one of the most wonderful things about Middlesex is the diversity of those communities and the sheer breadth of diversity across all the boroughs within the county. How hard has it been to find a plan that can actually tackle the issues within each of those individual communities, or has the plan got more of a one-size-fits-all approach?
That's definitely something that we wanted to tackle early on. So when you see the makeup of our D&I group, we've intentionally made sure that it is composed of people of different backgrounds, men and women, so we can really see how we can have different solutions to fit the communities that are in our catchment areas. And with this in mind, we're going to have a series of different events to really make sure that we tackle the different issues that may arise with engaging with different communities. But hopefully we can all come together and be a force for good within the area. And this is why we really want to promote the family days, the events that we intend to have. And we're really excited to be that force to bring everyone together.
Brilliant. We're here today at Lords, John, obviously the home of cricket. It's one of the finest cricket grounds in the world, but perhaps to some of those members in our communities around Middlesex it mightn't be the most welcoming place. What are we doing to break down those perceived barriers that Lords perhaps isn't that attainable for everybody?
Yeah, so that's a central part of our plan, and that's why we want to have events, family days, T20 tournaments in Lords when possible, and to really open it up and make sure that everyone feels that the home of cricket is also their home and that Middlesex is the club that they want to support and be an active member of.
John, one person that sits on that D&I committee alongside you is Norman Cowans, who Norman obviously represented Middlesex in arguably our most successful era in probably the most diverse side Middlesex have ever put out into the field. What work's being done to ensure that the sides of today go out there and are representative of the people in Middlesex?
So this has been a central pillar of the work that's been going on for the past year or so with the D&I group. And we want to make sure that our youth system also allows for people, no matter their backgrounds, to have the opportunity to excel within the Middlesex system. And therefore we want to also augment the system that we have now with additional pathways and also have direct interaction with clubs and schools where they can actually send players for them to have evaluations as well. So here we really want to break down any barriers that may exist and also allow for opportunity to be available for anyone who wants to pick up a cricket bat or ball.
Inevitably, John, when any club launches an initiative like this, it's very easy for people to say, why hasn't the club done more in this field up until now? What are the club's views on that?
Well, there's never a perfect time to kick off initiative, but we are super excited and to see this progress over the next year or two and forward. And we have a number of performance metrics as well over the coming years that we want to hit, to also ensure that we are representative, not just as a team, but as an organization overall. So it's an exciting time to have this initiative. And I think also as we have our club strategy as well, it aligns with a core tenet of that, which is to have diversity and inclusion be centered to a lot of the decision making we make as a club overall.
So crystal ball time, John, 5 years from now, where would you like to see the club being, and what impact would you like to have seen this plan make?
I think we would love to see the teams, and particularly the senior teams, representative, and have Middlesex born and bred players coming through. That would be a key and a great time for us as well to see going forward. But also I think to have fans, to have the communities see Middlesex as a real melting pot in a space where they can be represented and be fans of. I think that's going to be exciting as well. So it's going to be an interesting journey. We're just at the start, but we're happy to kick it off for the coming season going forward.
One final one, John. Listening to members within the community is obviously a fundamentally important part of this process. How can people get in contact with us to give us their views, give us feedback?
So that's a key part of this, really trying to engage with the community. And with this in mind, we have a new section on our website, focused on D&I, where people can give feedback, anonymous feedback, any experiences they've had in the past, and also any guidance they have going forward, because we really want to tailor our initiatives to the feedback that we get from the communities generally. So please reach out and give us, voice your opinions. I'll be happy to see how we can engage going forward.
John, thanks so much for your time. Cheers for coming in today. Sounds like a really exciting plan. All the very best of luck with it. I hope it goes well.
Thanks, Fletch.